It's Friday, May 24th.
Right now on 12 News at 10.
A family is heartbroken to learn their loved one was killed in this West Phoenix fire. What they have to say to those responsible next.
We first introduced you to a Valley veteran and VA worker who says he's been waiting for years to get back pay from the VA. Tonight we take a closer look at just how long wait times are taking to process benefit claims.
We'll take you to Mesa, where a neighborhood is paying tribute to a 7-year-old girl killed while riding her scooter.
It was the worstest thing. No parent, nobody should ever have to go through this in their life.
We're keeping you safe with a warning from SRP about scams, why officials say certain schemes are more common during the long weekends.
Things are going to begin heating up as we head into our Memorial Day weekend. I'll let you know when we'll see highs return to the triple digits coming up in your full forecast.
12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
And we're starting with breaking news. Fire crews are battling a brush fire tonight in Avondale. This is what things looked like as crews first arrived at the scene. Avondale fire crews say the fire is burning just north of the freeway in the Agua Fria River bottom. They add the fire is in a very difficult area to access, but is moving slowly. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported as crews continue to battle that fire.
And this is a live look right now from Sky 12. You can see a much different scene out there. The flames have really died down. We're staying in contact with fire officials for the very latest on their progress, and we will keep you updated as we learn more. Tonight, we continue to follow an arson investigation out of West Phoenix that ended the lives of 2 people. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Caribe Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Tonight, 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with the family of one of those victims who hadn't heard from her but had no idea what had really happened. Chase is live at the scene near 59th Avenue in Buckeye. And Chase, the family told you they really can't move forward until the people responsible are behind bars, right?
Mark Caribe, that's right. The family tells me they're heartbroken and devastated. Now, that fire that claimed the lives of 2 people happened more than a month ago. But it was just this past week that the family learned that one of the victims was their loved one.
Always been a good mom, not only towards us, but towards anybody else who needed her help.
The family of Catherine Eversole, seeing where their loved one lost her life.
It's a lot to take in, just knowing that she laid there and she was suffering.
Catherine, a mom of 3 and a brand new grandma.
I wish she could have met him sooner.
Her daughter, Patricia Howe, remembers the last phone call she had with her mom.
We were talking about how it was going, and then she told me that it was her absolute pleasure to be my mom and to help me through what I was going through.
The next day, Catherine was at the J&J Sofa Manufacturing when Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies say a man and a woman came by, lit an object on fire, and threw it at the building. Catherine and someone else were inside and became trapped as the fire consumed everything.
It was just complete devastation and just shock.
Catherine's aunt, Carol Williams, remembers watching it on the news, but had no idea her niece was one of the victims.
Words cannot say how much I miss her right now. I wish I could just give her that one more hug.
When the family didn't hear from Catherine after a few days, they filed a missing persons report. Then this past Wednesday, they got the call.
I'm very angered because my niece didn't deserve that.
She went through that. Like, we weren't there to save her. She needed us and we didn't know.
Sheriff's deputies did arrest one of the suspects, identified as Katisha Smith, but the other suspect is still out there. The family hoping they won't be on the streets for long.
My mom is gone because of those people, and we need to do justice for my mom and find the second person that was involved, because she didn't deserve to go the way that she did.
And Chase, it's been about a month now since the fire. Has MCSO released any updates on the search for that second male suspect?
Caribe, I did reach out to MCSO this evening. They tell me they don't have an update to provide at this time, but if anyone has any information on the whereabouts of that male suspect, to give them a call. As for Smith, the one who was arrested, she is currently facing charges related to arson and murder.
We're live in West Phoenix. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. Tonight we have an update on a story we first brought to you as breaking news last night. A 7-year-old girl has died after being hit by a pickup truck. At first, police reported the driver who hit the girl left the scene, calling it a hit and run. But now the crash is believed to be a tragic accident. Police say the driver was going against the sunset and that speed or impairment were not factors. No charges will be filed. We caught up with a neighbor who didn't want to be identified, but who told us what she saw at the scene.
I got on the phone with 911, and they were asking me the description of the clothes for the little girl, and I got frustrated. There was a red car stopped in the middle of the road. There was a pregnant lady and a man here, and me and one of my tenants were here looking at the little girl, and the tenant was he wanted to try to help the little girl to get her to get help, and the paramedics came. They took like 20 minutes to get here. The police got here faster than them.
12 News also spoke with a driver who hit that little girl. He also didn't want to go on camera, but said he didn't know that the child had died until we spoke to him this afternoon. He says he's heartbroken about what happened.
Last night on 12 News at 10, Jonathan McCall introduced us to a Valley veteran who says that he's been waiting for nearly 3 years of back pay from the VA after he was fired and then sued to get his job back. Well, today, Jonathan learned just how widespread delays are with the VA processing claims and benefits, what the VA is doing to process those claims, and the best way to not get lost in the system.
Dave Stevenson is caught in the middle of a waiting game.
There's a lot of finger pointing going on, and nothing's happening.
For nearly 3 years, the 73-year-old Air Force veteran has been counting the days until he receives money owed to him from the Veterans Administration. In 2017, he was fired from his job at the Phoenix VA Medical Center, then sued to get his job back. He was finally rehired in 2021.
The mandate was that I should receive back pay with interest,
but says he hasn't received a single dollar.
Whether it's disability back pay or unemployment back pay, is a very slow bureaucratic process.
Darren Selnick is with Concerned Veterans of America, a veterans advocacy group, and says the VA has a history of moving slowly to process claims.
It's a very complicated, convoluted system.
Selnick says that 3 years is a long time, even by VA standards, but not uncommon.
People have waited, 5, 10 years.
According to the VA, the average decision on veterans' claims is around 155 days. New numbers show just under 950,000 claims are currently being processed, with a backlog of just under 286,000. Backlogs are considered claims beyond 125 days without a decision. The VA says it's processed more than 1 million claims during the current fiscal year and 35% more than last year. But Selnick says processing time for benefits is a widespread problem that keeps veterans and workers like Stevenson in limbo. Stevenson says he'd like to use the money to retire and to take care of a son now suffering from brain cancer. Selnick says if you're still waiting on benefits from the VA, to reach out directly. You can also reach out to senators to open a congressional inquiry. File an open records request so you can track the benefit yourselves, and if all else fails, seek legal help.
My advice to anyone is number one, for back pay or employee stuff, make sure you have a lawyer.
In Phoenix, Jonathan McCall, 12 News.
Jonathan, thanks. Well, the long holiday weekend is here, and Lindsay, we are all wondering just how hot it's going to get.
Well, expect the triple-digit temperatures to come back starting Monday for the lower deserts, but not tomorrow. Mid-90s for areas like Lake Havasu, as well as the valley. 60s and 70s up north tomorrow. A little bit warmer on Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 90s here in Phoenix, and then we get into the triple digits. So Monday, without a doubt, will be the hottest day. We will not be tracking any rain, but tomorrow is going to be a windy day. 30 to 40 mile-per-hour gusts up in the high country and 20 to 25 here in the valley. We did hit 100 out there today, so tomorrow temperatures are going to drop just a bit. We're currently sitting at 88 degrees. It's 51 in Greer, 76 degrees in Page. Maybe you're planning on being poolside tomorrow. We're actually going to be in the 80s for several hours during the first part of the day. In fact, even at 1 p.m., 89 degrees. After 1 p.m., we get into the 90s. Remember, it's going to be a breezy day, but that burn time is only going to be about 15 minutes. Caribe?
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Tonight, we're getting a look at new body camera video of a police shooting last month that left one person injured. But before we show you the video, we do have a warning that it might be disturbing to watch. Now, the shooting happened on April 3rd around 2 in the afternoon. In the newly released videos, you can see 24-year-old Martel Hare Jr. driving towards a patrol car with what appears to be a gun in his hand. The officer then shoots at the suspect and then takes cover behind his patrol car. The officer yells at the suspect to get out of the car and lay on the ground.
Let me see your hand. Don't reach for anything. Don't reach for anything. What I need you to do is open the door from the outside and get directly on your stomach. Directly on your stomach. Directly on your stomach.
On your stomach.
On your stomach.
On your stomach.
And while he was on the ground there, Martel told officers that he was not a criminal and that he wanted police to shoot and kill him. Officers treated Martel for his injuries and took him into custody. He is now facing 2 counts of aggravated assault as well as charges for endangerment and disorderly conduct involving weapons.
Still ahead.